them because they're paying for it. But so from that aspect, financially, if they would choose to go, if the schools were on equal footing and the choice was to go for a cultural reinforcement versus going to a predominantly white institution, I said, "Oh, okay, then hopefully raise you enough to have enough maturity and understanding, like if you're going to make this choice, then it's going to have to be a partnership. We will support as much as we can, but you're going to have to get out there and start hustling to make up that financial deficit." So it truly depends. Now, again, if they're on equal footing and if the financial chasm is not as great, then it's just up to you. Some children need that reinforcement from a cultural standpoint. Others would not. Would easily go to a predominantly white institution, have no issues whatsoever. I can find those communities there, or not necessarily be in the African American Student Alliance or anything like that. It's like I just go anywhere and still be a productive member of society, no matter where I am. That's fine. I had to kind of go over my biases and everything, just like if I have children, I'm steering directly to where I was going, because it would be a huge gap, because we're talking about when I went to school, it's completely different now. They may not necessarily have those needs or have those same desires to do exactly what I did. So, and also, depending on the child too, depending on the level of maturity, depending on the level of professionalism they have, there's some, let's say, environments I wouldn't want to put them in. It's like, okay, we can put you into this, go to HBCU, you can have a blast, but depending on your attitudes and appetites, you may be interested more on the cultural side than the actual educational side, no matter what it is. And I ain't paying for you to party. So if you want to do all that stuff, that's great. But here's the reasons why you should be going here. Here's the reasons why I would be supplying financial assistance for you to go here. And if you don't have that level of maturity, then you don't necessarily have to do that. But I sort of agree with Nadia. No matter where we're going, my preference is to send my children out of state, because college is your adult audition. If you're out there, it's like before you're truly on your own, this is your chance to understand who you are and how you want to support yourself by yourself. So in an environment that if you have some missteps, it's not going to be so detrimental to your development that you can't function. So you can make some mistakes, because obviously between the ages of 17 and 22, you're not the most mature, stable, clear-thinking adult. So you want to have those times to have the misstep in an environment that you'll be able to recover from. So, and I don't want it to be, well, you're 10 minutes away from home, you're doing laundry care, raiding my refrigerator. So you need to do that to go be by yourself for a while and then understand how you need to progress forward. So no matter where they are, the preference to be out of state. And if everything is similar, being if you're going out of state and they both have very good STEM programs, then we'll discuss. It's like, do you need that cultural support or not? Now, if you go into a bigger school that doesn't have anything, it's like you'll be one of 10,000 in a class, and you're the only one, all that kind of stuff. And so you need to prepare yourself for these kind of things. You'll be prepared early for standard American corporate world. But if you want to, hang out, go to a step show, or see a good halftime show, stuff like that, sure, you can do that. But I want to make sure, because it depends on the student, depends on the school, depends on the environment, depends on the upbringing as well.
Perry, the best part of being able to go to school at home is to have free laundry service, right? You gonna take that away from your kids?
To a point, because you want that support. You do, but you just don't want to just like, all right, you cannot stand by yourself. Because once you do that, then you're going to be 35 still trying to do laundry at home and all that kind of stuff. And eventually, as a parent, you need to push your children out. Say, okay, now it's time for you to stay on your own. Not just like basically cut them off and say, go do stuff. But at the same time, like, you have to be able to stay on and to be comfortable and says, I can do this. And for a parent, you have to kind of let go and says, okay, I need you to do this by yourself. I need to have the courage to let you go out there, stumble, fail, because I hope the raising I did put you on a good platform to continue. But if you're always here, then you'll never leave. So you have to get to it.
True story. Thank you so much. So thanks, Jaleel. No, you got to go. For everyone else, I want to thank our online viewers for the question that they provided. You have a wonderful breadth of knowledge that's here today that's being represented. To wrap up, I'd like to give our other two panelists an opportunity to provide any parting words. Naila, would you like to provide some parting words to our viewers?
Uh, sure. I mean, I would say one, if you have an interest in STEM, cultivate that interest now. Find programs, there are so many opportunities. High schools connect with and partner with universities in the area. They offer, week summer programs. Sometimes those are free. Take advantage of those opportunities and start exploring those interests now. And then as you're considering and evaluating universities and colleges and thinking through what your next steps are going to be, I can't, I stated this before, I can't stress enough. Take the time to talk to people, make connections, use human resources as you're doing that evaluation of where you want to take your life next. Obviously, it's a partnership between you and your parents or your loved ones who are supporting you and going to be supporting you through that. But you have such a wealth of information and resources available to you right around you that you likely haven't taken the opportunity to explore. So start there. Let them put you in touch with someone else who can put you in touch with someone else who might be able to find that scholarship or is running a program that offers that scholarship opportunity for you, so that you can take full advantage of your life after high school. The one thing I want to share, because I think some young ladies, in your teens, you might be you go through all types of mood changes and mood swings, and they're different. Your body's changing, your life is changing, you're becoming you're growing into who you're going to be as an adult. And one of the pitfalls that I had was when I was in a funk, experienced that funk, and it took me, while I was in college working for the Dean of Engineering, it took a faculty member to actually say to me, I came to work and I showed up with a funk attitude, and that faculty member pulled me aside and they said, you know what? Nobody cares. And, just to elaborate on what was said, they went on to explain, in life, we all go through things. We all have ups and downs. We all have, very successful moments. We all have low moments. Lean on people who care about you. But when you come to your job, you show up to work and you're getting paid to show up and do what we're paying you to do. And that's your job. So leave the attitude at the door. That's a lesson that's stuck with me from that moment, because that was one of those tough love moments where it took somebody who, hey, I'm not saying this to you in a mean way, but I care enough about you to notice what's going on, and I'm going to intervene because this is going to cause problems for you later on in life if you don't correct this now. That's a lesson that, take that with you. When you show up to something, show up as yourself, show up presenting who you are, but realize that the things that you may be coming to the table with don't all need to be laid out for everyone to see all at once. Show up to do what you're there for, and leave the things that aren't related wherever they are. You can pick them back up as soon as you leave, as soon as you leave, if that's what you want to do. And as I transitioned into the workplace and into my career, kind of having that lesson and understanding and again, the connection of having that networking, that relationship with the faculty members where they felt, enough and cared enough about me to actually, stop and give me that life lesson is invaluable. And so, take advantage of those opportunities, talk to people, make those connections. It will last you your entire life. It's a skill set that you'll need throughout the rest of your life. So take care. Thank you for the time. And, I contact information. If you want to reach out and follow up, please feel free to do so.
Thank you so much. That's powerful advice. It's very important. Okay, Perry, your turn. Any last comments for our viewers?
Yes. First of all, thank you for allowing me to participate. I do find these things very, very important because mentorship it's invaluable, because you realize you do not succeed in your life by yourself. There are plenty of people that are in your life that are directly in front of you, and some that help you that you don't see behind. So it is very important. So I know I did not reach the success or level by myself, and I always make a point to reach back whenever the opportunity arises. Secondly, if for those here for our intended audience, if you are interested in going to any institution of higher learning, do the research as I mainly just spoke of, because our experiences, and this came from a certain point of view. We're not saying one is completely better than the other. It depends on what you're looking for, what you're interested in. And please understand, nobody on earth will be a greater advocate for yourself other than you. So you have to do the research. You have to find and cultivate interests that you like. And then understand that wherever you end up, you still have to prepare yourself to be successful. Because even in the most positive environment, if you don't do the work, they can't help you, because this is not the university of you. So you have to do all the work to make sure that you put yourself in the best foot forward. Now, these environments could be more supportive versus others. But again, if you don't do the work, it won't matter. So we're in this age of information, which is just absolutely awesome. And even post 2020, a lot of stuff is virtual. You can do your own research from the privacy of your own home. There's probably virtual tours of other universities and actually explain between message boards, other social media. You can reach out to all current students that are there now, faculty members, alumni associations. Literally just type in the internet search and you can find almost anything that will connect you to people across the world or people right there next to you. And those connections do matter. So when you do make a decision, you want to continue your educational experience, put that into perspective, especially from the STEM aspect. Every university doesn't necessarily have a very strong STEM program. And you find the ones that do, and then determine if you want to participate in it. And if you're making a choice between a predominantly white institution and a historically Black college or university, you make those decisions as well, because each one of them has positives and negatives. And there are very long lists of successful people from both institutions. And so you don't have to make a decision based on truly that. Because there's some folks who have no issue at all being, by themselves, or it's like, I'm the only one that represents my cultural, social, economic background in this area. And there's other people who said, I was surrounded by my own folks and I just never felt comfortable, or they thought I was supposed to be a certain kind of Black person. I guess that wasn't me. So everyone will have their own unique experience. You just have to make that decision on your own. And if you reach out to enough people to get their informed opinion, their experience, you can make a decision on your own. Understand, if you surround yourself by these positive people, they will support your decision no matter what it is. So again, please take the time to really think and understand that those areas between, like I said, 17 to 22, 23, they're an important section of your lives. That's the transition from teenager to adult. And you want to make sure you put yourself in a positive environment that you can take advantage of it and see how that progresses from young person to adult. So yeah, please, again, take the time to do that and understand that everyone around you is there to help. And like I said, with Neela and Jamil, like I said, we leave our contact information if you want specific information about the universities that we represented or some others, because all this network as it is, our backgrounds as far as HBCU, even though we kind of rip each other, if you're interested necessarily in our university, but say if you want to go to any one of them, hell, we know somebody who went to that school. Believe it or not, even in these small universities, we have a very large footprint. And usually it's a wink and a nod. You look like, oh, you went there? Okay, yeah, well, I know somebody went there. Let me talk to you, go this way. We can tell you 1,000 different things there. Places I have not even set foot in, but we understand we have a natural rivalry. But if you look at each other and says, okay, you want to go here? We'll put all this up aside and make sure we're going to put you in the best position to go forward. So again, thank you for allowing me to participate, and please have a good day.
Awesome. I just want to say thank you all so much. This has been an awesome experience. I have learned a lot today from this discussion, and I hope that our viewers out there have learned a lot from the panel members today as well. So I'd like to thank again our panel members, Mr. Jaleel Hudson, Lieutenant Colonel Perry Alexander, and Mrs. Naila Bowden. for your participation. Thank you, viewers online. I also want to thank the STEAM Pipelines and Militia Greer and her team for hosting this event today. Militia, back over to you to close us out.
All right.